civil in this nation. Fuck you till you free, babe, escape from the mason. White and black, night and day, optimist Michael Bay. Most of my psycho ways came from my Bible days. Most of my swag though came from my Michael days. See me in that white ghost, something like Michael's face. Would've took Michael's place so he could keep moonwalking. Y'all keep moonshining, I just move.
Facts and fuckery.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, we here with Hassan.
Peace.
Tell him who you are, man.
Man.
This is the superhero superstar right here, supernova.
Nah, just Hassan, you know. I'm a producer, artist, crazy person. Depends who you ask.
Yeah, that dude's super crazy in a good way. He dropped a new single. This shit is dope as fuck.
I was impressed. That shit was dope.
And he doesn't like shit.
I really, I don't really like it.
No, that's why I really appreciate both of y'all. And you know, even when we was talking in the DM, it was like, I appreciate the support, you know, and I appreciate that perspective that you gave me. It was like, you know, just to hear that insight, it's like, it's just real. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it, and I appreciate you, bro, for just, you know, supporting and being an alliance, like, you know what I mean?
Hell
like,
yeah.
You know, you're now on a team, so you're like convincing people more than, you know, and I appreciate that, because that's the cool thing about like coming out the gate on some like super disruptive kind of vibe. It's like it does draw a line in the sand of like, all right, I don't fuck with him, or I do, but I think the people who do fuck with it are gonna now like fight for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, yo, nah, you don't understand. You not like, you don't understand Hassan. Like, he not trying to be disrespectful. He you know, so like it starts to become that. It becomes like a family.
Exactly, because one thing I say is I love it. Arguments last longer than agreements. So this is good shit that you're doing, and delivering a message that's like, it's not the easiest pill to swallow, but like complex art and art where you learn something isn't all the time. You really have to like listen to it.
So we didn't black, I mean, fuck it, we all African. I'm straight from Iraq, screaming Mesopotamia, first human nation. Mesopotamia, first civilization. Fuck all you racists, be civil in this nation. Fuck you till you free, baby, escape from the maze.
Like, I'm fuckery, so they fucking hate me. But I feel like that's another form of love.
I think they know.
Like, when you get hate, motherfuckers are still worried about me every day. Like, they sitting there commenting and saying all these stupid things, and I love it. I love that energy.
Yeah.
Like, it's good for me.
You love they
like,
hate you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not fake. Like, they really saying what they really feel.
Well, I always say, it's like, you know, love and hate really are the same emotion. It's when you don't care.
I accept.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
if your girl screaming at you, it's like, okay, she still cares. But if she doesn't say anything,
Oh man.
She's out there fucking.
you know you done fucked up.
She's probably out there getting
Shout out to my son's mom. Separation 4 years now. You feel me? Went quiet 2015.
You know you did some shit wrong when ain't nobody saying nothing. So for me, like,
Lights out.
yeah, like I was talking to Dame about it. I was like, yo, the fact that we haven't even put the record out yet, like we haven't even really put the song out for like everyone yet.
Oh, what's for the people that don't know, what song?
SANDNXGGA.
Okay.
So SANDNXGGA is available on Dame's network, on Dame-Studios, but we haven't even like really done a press release or put the song out like on Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. And it's funny because it's already like, you know,
I was wondering why.
Yeah, because you know, we're trying to figure out publicists and trying to get, you know, some of this Kanye footage fully cleared and everything. But the not so much from Kanye. Kanye was like, use the footage, do whatever you want. But you know, just the people he's in business with, labels and different people. But not that we really give a fuck. We're still gonna utilize everything. But the I like that it's not even out yet, and people like GLC, Talib Kweli, brother Polight, who I appreciate, Polight for coming
Shout out
here.
Polight.
Yeah, shout out to Polight.
Nice.
For coming and doing a roundtable with me to discuss everything. Just like people like that to already have strong opinions. Like GLC is super against it. And, you know, Polight and Talib both gave me a lot of good information, you know, and we're kind of like for it.
Also, what were some of the things that stood out to you from Talib Kweli about the record? Or
I mean, I think Talib listens to everything.
Yeah.
I think when he's around any situation, just being able to be around him, I see how he really analyzes the room and really he kind of lets everything come to him, but he's very just aware. He's so aware of what's going on, and you know, he saw me rehearsing for maybe 2 weeks straight every day, and during those rehearsals, you know, he would say things to me like, yo, like, why do I get jealous of God on Sunday? That's a crazy line, bro. Yeah. And I'm like, you know, because that song is like an auto-tune song, so I'm like, Talib, I ain't gonna like this song. I actually felt weird rehearsing in front of him because I was like, nah, I want to do some hard, like hip-hop shit in front of Talib.
You would think.
And he was like, nah, bro, that's my favorite joint by you. He was like, because,
it's real.
Yeah, he was like,
when I heard it, I was like, oh, this shit like hit me different. Like it hit different.
Yeah.
Humanity
like,
part of you.
And
really
like you're singing
something.
it, but it's like, you're saying some shit that most people are scared like to even like mention some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like they would never even go that way because they might be scared of like what would happen to them if they talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you like connected with the industry, like that's like not friendly. It's like not industry friendly.
And then people like the whole thing of getting jealous of God, like I don't think people even have thought of that. And it's like I used to have this thing, only Christian on Sunday. I'm like, motherfuckers go to church, they act all nice, they repent, and they just shit rest of the week.
That's so funny.
So many women be
it's like,
dying off on every day of the week, and they be real holy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get all they holes filled up.
Shout out to them thoughts though.
Yeah.
They are
Sunday
needed.
thoughts.
yeah, them thoughts that ain't got many of them.
We
Slap bitches like bongos. You might be in love with Lucy, but that ain't my hoe.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
They was saying some negative shit.
Well, you know, GLC, I love GLC, and I've known GLC for 10 years. And he actually was the first person to ever rap on a beat of mine. He was the first person to ever do a feature for me. You know, so GLC actually has I have a very big connection with him. We had the same birthday.
Okay.
Like I love
what's
G, and I appreciate him. And I think his whole thing was more just like, yo, you know, because G's the one that told Kanye, like, yo, stop wearing the hats. Like he basically was the last straw, like, yo, get these hats out of here. And you know, he just was telling me like, look, bro, like I see what the perception has done to bro, and you know how it makes him like, you know, how it's putting all this pressure on him. And he's like, yo, you coming out the gate, why you want to do it to yourself right out the gate? He's like, why do you want to put yourself in a position of like, you know, because he's like, because I really care about you, bro. Like, I don't want to see you in harm's way.
So he's worried about where it could go.
Yeah, like physically.
From people.
Yeah, like he's like really worried on some like, yo, you my little brother, like.
So it's not that he hates the song, it's that he just.
Well, I do think that he thinks that some of the messaging he doesn't necessarily agree with. But I also told him that I'm not a historian. I'm just speaking from an artist perspective. So I also told him I'm open to being wrong about things. If you have, you know, and I've been texting him like, yo, what if I, you know, I'm even down to change some of the lyrics. Like I'm like, yo, you know, does this, what if we make it this word, you know, and because the SANDNXGGA part is not really what bothers people. I think there's other lines within that cause more of the, you know, like I think when I say we the new black, I think that line is what really strikes a chord. And I have reservations even about that line because that line was supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek line. It was just a bad time to be tongue-in-cheek. But
I like it because it's like it's fucking all the way up there. You know what I'm saying? It's like music is supposed to be provoking. Like it's supposed to have that kind of like it has feeling. You know what I mean? And a lot of this shit now, it's missing feeling because people are like duplicating
well, that's why
other shit at work.
I appreciate doing things like this because it allows me to. I'm a way better converser than I am rapper.
Yeah.
And I'm a way better communicator than musician. Okay. So I enjoy having the dialogue. That's why, like, when I brought up Polight coming for the roundtable, I told GLC, let's do a roundtable. Yeah. If you have disagreements, let's sit down and talk about it, because people can learn from that.
Did Polight have any disagreements, or he was like just fully on board?
He
or did he give any like historical?
We're gonna put it out. We're finishing the edit, and it's beautiful. It's because it wasn't just him. I had my good friend Gabriel, who is actually Nick Cannon's brother, and he went to he's a theologian. Like, he went to Bible college. So like, he's super duper Christian.
Yeah.
Polight has his.
Yeah, Polight just takes things from everywhere.
Yeah, he has his things. And then I had this girl who was Muslim. So like, she's like with the hijab and everything. So it was like United Nations.
You going in, bro.
That's like a war. Almost.
It was like, yeah.
It could have been.
But it was could have been a war. And it got hot. There was moments where it got heated. But it was like,
I like that though. Like, I like watching it because it's real. Like, that has to happen. Like, if we don't do that more, then we're not gonna go anywhere further. Like, we're just gonna always stay. Everybody's like, even the hate. Like, sometimes you gotta confront that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta confront it like head first.
And there's no point for me to be doing songs if that's not the case, because I don't do songs that are like, I don't have like songs that.
When you talking about Pop and Molly?
Yeah, or you could like I did, and I'm not knocking those songs. I wish I knew how to make those songs.
I'm knocking them niggas out too.
I wish I knew how to make like Travis Scott, Drake type songs. I love them songs, but I'm just saying, like, for me, I'm not making songs that like are gonna like have you dancing or having a good time. So these songs are, the purpose of them is for there to be dialogue and for there to be learning.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because I'm learning, like having an hour-long conversation with Talib. I learned a lot, but I shouldn't be the only one learning.
Exactly.
Everyone who feels a way about this should be learning the same information I'm learning.
Yeah.
So that's why it's cool to be able to film it and capture it, because it's like anything that a Polight does have to say, or Talib, or GLC, or anyone, or us.
And I think you're opening a form of discussion, because normally when people they disagree with something the first time, you're at least breaking the wall and bringing it to their attention that they didn't agree with that in the first place. They just never talked to themselves about it and asked themselves why. But now, since you disrupted them, they're like, why do I feel this way?
Yeah.
And they have to either they're gonna validate what they already know or change it.
Yeah.
Because at that point, you only know so much for a reason, and that reason may be incorrect.
Yeah. And I'm open to being incorrect.
Exactly.
That's the beautiful part, is that I'm not saying I'm like, the irony is 7 people helped me write SANDNXGGA.
Okay.
I didn't even write it, really.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That's what's up.
So there's a lot of vibes.
Him, like, the background of like the story.
Yeah, and I did have like a little poem that it started as, but we sat together and that's the one thing learning, working with Kanye, being able to see how he incubates things and how he just uses a collective.
Was there things in there, like when you putting it together, you were like, well, I don't want to say that, or I'm not sure about this?
The funny part is we originally wrote this during Yeezus. That's how old this is.
Really?
2013.
Damn.
I hope you pray to Jesus. He died for your beats. No, he's still alive.
2013.
Your boy.
We wrote that.
What we gonna have to do?
Yeah. During Yeezus. I was in New York working on, I was there for the process of Yeezus. And he did SNL. And it's funny because if you go back and watch, still to this day, if you go back and watch the SNL performance of him doing Black Skinhead, he's literally mumbling through the whole thing because they were still writing the verse in the green room. So if you go back and watch that performance,
that's funny.
The first verse is not on the actual song. It's a whole different verse.
Yeah.
And And Jay actually wrote that verse where he's saying, burn New Jersey and Akron.
I noticed that
the whole
shit.
LeBron.
I noticed that shit happened with the what would Meek do? Like when they found the you know, when he was referencing like Drake and J. Cole, like he's like mumbling through the verse and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, is this official? Did he drop it or?
Yeah.
No, he didn't use that.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't what was on the album version.
Oh, we just got it.
Yeah, but it came out later because they, you know, people was looking for it.
And never stop looking. Those secrets, they give you a challenge. You want to know what's behind the wall.
You get money for that. Someone sold that bitch.
We actually got it on Facts and Fuckery. It's on there. It's up there.
Okay.
We do all that.
So that's the other part that's interesting to me. It's like, you know, and you know, I think too, it's like, you know, you got to stay your ground too. There's a time in every man's life where, you know, having relationships is important, and you know, but there's a certain time in every man's life where you gotta, you know, you gotta get off the boat so you can walk on water. It's like you can't like.
This nigga's Jesus.
Yeah, it's just like. Well, that's another J line actually, from Diamond's remix.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
I thought you were gonna
Shout out
catch
to Jay again.
But yeah, it's
He's
like
definitely a J fan.
Yeah, it's just like you gotta just. I think you gotta just do your own.
Never.
Yeah, you gotta do your own, create your own boat. Even if it sinks, even if it's Titanic, but you still gotta.
But you're gonna learn.
You gotta do it.
Well, if you survive, you're gonna learn.
Yeah.
If you die, then maybe
like
someone else will learn.
I'm saying all that to say like I could be like, all right, I ain't gonna do SANDNXGGA, like to try to like keep my relationship with GL cool.
Yeah.
And it's like, but at that point it's like, you know, you're not even like, who are you? You're not even like a man.
Yeah, you gotta be. I mean, you gotta be your own man.
Yeah,
you gotta
real
do
man.
Not that I'm not gonna listen and like I said, I'm down to like alter or modify or you know, but you know, you still gotta have your stance. And if that costs you some relationships or some like friends, I would consider it fake friends.
Yeah.
All you really lost was fake friends because it's like.
I was just thinking about that because it's like some relationships are conditional. It's like I have the friendships that I have are like I accept you no matter what, and a lot of people aren't like that. So like it doesn't matter what the fuck you do or how you are. If we bond, like you're your family.
It gotta matter to some point.
Well, no, I like what you just said though. Accept is.
It gotta matter to some point.
No, but
like,
but I like the wordage. See, wordage is important because you said accept. It doesn't mean that you have to agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I don't have to agree with everything you do.
Yeah.
But I can accept that that's who you are.
But I'm just saying, if my friend snitches on me, I'm done.
Oh yeah,
that's
well yeah. Then it's a
if my friend fucks my wife, like
that's a problem.
It's a wrap.
Hey. But it.
Like we in the room right now.
Let me tell you something, bro. Don't ever fuck my wife.
Funny story. The cops raided my mom's crib when I was 16, and they found 19 guns under my bed, and they were all my. You ain't cock blocker, trash talking, name dropper, saying nigga, we done all black. I mean, fuck it, we all African. I'm straight from Iraq. Mesopotamia, first human nation. Mesopotamia, first civilization. Fuck all you racists, be civil in this nation. Fuck you till you free, baby, escape from the mason. The best things in life are not things. Life is so lucid, we control our own dreams. Sign your life away, put your name up on that paper. God comes first, but being fly is second nature. Standing next to angels, playing trumpets, blowing devil horns. In perfect harmony, we forever sworn. So with harmony, but do the porn. Where my dogs at? Where the guards at? Saying nigga, we in black. I mean, fuck it, we all African. I'm straight from Iraq. Screaming Mesopotamia, first human nation. Mesopotamia, first civilization. Fuck all you racists, be civil in this nation. Fuck you till you free, baby, escape from me.